In Luke chapter 12, in verse 49, he says, I'm come to send fire on earth, and what will I if it already be kindled? And he said, but I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how I am straitened, talking about perplexed or compelled till it be accomplished. I mean, as he says in the Gospel of John, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak, or, dealing with the conflict between the flesh and the spirit. He's talking about this baptism that he must be baptized with. Look in Revelations after his resurrection. His eyes were a flame of fire. His feet were as fine brass as though they had burned in a fire. He held the keys of hell and of death. I mean, understanding what baptisms, look what he tells Nicodemus, unless a person is born of water and the Spirit, they cannot enter into the kingdom of God. He's talking about being born again, talking about a regeneration of what was dead, as Paul said in 2 Corinthians 5, we thus reason that if one died for all, then we're all dead. And we gotta understand that water baptism is where we're born of that incorruptible seed, Jesus. But people get hung up on so many different things that hinder them from entering the faith. Because the faith is I'm crucified with Christ, even though I live. But you've got to enter that faith. And the way that we enter that faith is, one, Paul describes the faith that you have to have in Romans chapter 10. What saith is this faith that we're proclaiming to you, that if you believe that Jesus is the Son of God, and that he hung upon that tree and died for you, and that God raised him from the dead that third day, and you are willing to confess him Lord, to make him Lord, as he says in, Luke 5:46, why call you me Lord, Lord, and do not those things which I say? We got to understand, if we're willing to do the will of God, we'll know concerning the doctrine and teaching. You haven't experienced the power of God if you've not been baptized into Jesus Christ and into his death and filled with his Spirit.